What is up, YouTube? So that video kind of reached its recording limit. So I want to wrap this discussion up as quickly as possible. This video is going to be a lot shorter than part one. This is kind of a part two-er. You know what I'm saying? Like, the conversation I was having with my Facebook audience, the video cut off because it reached the recording limit. That's crazy. But I'm not going to continue this for much longer. Just a short, sweet, and to the point with this one. If you haven't seen part one, check it out. All the stuff was discussed. Got it off my mind. It helped a little bit, you know. But yeah, a lot of people who follow me on YouTube will see that these trolls that fuck with me, they're just a clusterfuck of retards who fuck with me to try to ruin my life. They've gotten me fired from a previous job. They've got me to lose a girlfriend. And they talk a bunch of mad shit on my videos and my guitar playing. And they create fake accounts on YouTube to fuck with me and leave stupid comments on my videos and other people's videos, you know. And I don't want to get to me because other people experience the same shit, unfortunately. And as I said towards the end of my last video, if YouTube creators, the content creators themselves, and the millions of awesome people who help make YouTube a functioning website, the millions of good people who watch YouTube, and the millions of awesome content creators were to band together on YouTube and stand against online harassment on YouTube, it would stop. Guaranteed, Facebook, guaranteed. But here's the thing, Slick. If one or two people are going against the entire YouTube community and specifically to target bullies and assholes and trying to bring them down and that sort of thing, one or two people is not enough. You know, you get a bunch of people together and as one, and you have a better chance of fighting the issue. What's up, peoples? What's up, Watt, Roach, Roach. Hopefully, if I butchered your last name, I apologize. He says, what's good? Not a whole lot. Just kind of venting on a part two-er. Part one got so long that Facebook's like, you reached your limit for recording a long-ass live stream. So, you know, I had a couple more things to say, and I kind of figured, okay, part two, fuck it. My fans will appreciate it nonetheless because, you know, it's content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And as I was saying towards the last bit of my video earlier, like I said, if content creators and the people who watch YouTube to make it run like it does free without having to pay, if the millions of awesome people that watch YouTube and the millions of content creators did their part to block, ignore, and fight back against online harassment on YouTube, I guarantee you eventually it would stop. You know what I'm saying, Facebook? Because I know YouTube says, welcome to YouTube. When you create your first YouTube account, a lot of people are like, hey, I gotta check this website out, get on the game, you know what I'm saying? Because they see a lot of content creators, they think, oh, this is easy, you know? And I'm here to tell you, becoming a famous YouTuber is not easy. It takes dedication. And not only does it take dedication, but sometimes it can take years before you're discovered. And even when you get discovered, you may not get discovered super big right away. So you keep working at it till you get bigger on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. That being said, a lot of people will try to create content for YouTube. And when you first create content for YouTube, it'll say things like, welcome to YouTube. Here's your new YouTube account. You have the right to a harassment-free experience, you know. If you're being bullied or harassed, here are the policies that we go by, blah, 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 blah. Abide by these policies and your account shall be good. But if you violate our policies, we can flag your account and it can get taken down, blah, 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 yada, 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 yakety, yakety, yak. YouTube says that we as creators have the right, and people who watch YouTube and comment, that we as people who use the website have the right to a harassment-free experience. But lately I've noticed that unless you're like Logan Paul or someone super famous, YouTube doesn't give a shit if you're being bullied or not. If you're a small-time YouTuber, they don't care if you're being bullied. If you're not making them money, they don't care. I hate to be that real with it, but it's the goddamn truth. It is Victoria, but I'm not drinking. Thank you for calling me cute, by the way. No, I'm not drinking any alcohol, just good old black coffee to get my day started. And drink enough of it, man, you'll be flying through your fucking day, getting shit done left and right. Like, watch out, what's up, what's good? Staying productive and staying busy. I guarantee you that black coffee is a lot healthier for you than energy drinks and a lot cheaper in the long run. Yep. Damn. You know what I noticed? I'm friends with a lot of hot chicks on Facebook. Perks to being a celebrity, I suppose. So even if I don't have a girlfriend, that's a confidence booster. There are some people who try to fake female profiles, but I am friends with a couple of attractive women on Facebook, and it is legit. You know, y'all know who you are. Now, with Valentine's Day coming up, fuck Hallmark. Fucking crooked corporate bastards, fucking same fucking corporate circle of fucking bastards responsible for corporate fucking magazines and telling people what's acceptable or what. You know what I said in my last video? Fuck fashion magazines. Fuck fashion magazines. Fuck 17. Fuck Cosmopolitan. Fuck all that bullshit telling you what's trendy, what's accepted. Fuck all that, okay? If you're somebody who wants to rock Hot Topic or Spencer's, and you fucking rock that shit. If it's your fucking money, it's your life, do what you do, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you're somebody who wants to rock Abercrombie and Fitch or Prep, you know, or if you're more preppy or whatever, then rock your shit, you know what I'm saying? Hell, there's even people who shop at Hot Topic and Abercrombie. Go figure, huh? A preppy goth. Like, what the, you know what I'm saying? What is this world coming to? And admittedly so, even if you're not goth full time, there are some people who try it out and like, oh, it's kind of fun, and they do it, you know, and nothing wrong with that, you know. There are some people who try the goth thing and they grow out of it and they realize it's not who they are, you know. And then there are some people who try it and they realize it's who they are and they become comfortable with it. And quite often, people like myself who are very comfortable with who they are, it intimidates other people. I try to carry a somewhat sophisticated speech, not to make myself sound like I'm smarter than I am, like it's a bragging thing. No, fuck that, you know. It's just how I am. Like, it makes me sound, I don't know, I wouldn't say educated, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with carrying a sophisticated speech, you know, but some people get intimidated by fancy words. And when they do, you know, case in point, I had some asshole comments on one of my YouTube videos. They were like, well, stop saying indeed a lot. It doesn't make you sound intelligent. It just makes you sound like a stuffy asshole retard. And I'm just like, wow, what's this person's problem? All I did was say the word indeed and it triggers them. It's like, geez, is 2018 going to be a more sensitive year than 2017? Good God. Are people going to be offended by words like indeed? You know, like, seriously. Like, if people are triggered by the words I use in my speech, like, who gives a flying fuck if I overuse certain words? How the fuck does it affect you personally in your life? Oh, it don't? Well, shit. Then, quit lighting the fuse on your tampon and get over it. When somebody gets super cranky, not to sound sexist, but when somebody gets super cranky and pissy, I ask myself, who lit the fuse on their tampon? Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta do something. Curiosity kills the cat. In this case, it's not a bad thing. It's just an expression. I often wonder certain things. What's the authenticity of it? People can say what they want to say, but people can say they're real on Facebook all the fuck they want to. But until I make a Facebook Live video, I'm not going to believe them. You can take photos of someone else that you like and post it on your Facebook. But, there are some people on Facebook who pretend to be chicks and they'll befriend other dudes on Facebook just to fuck with them. Because, like I said, trolls have no lives. When you literally say you get off on fucking with people on the internet, when you say things like, oh, that's my thing, then you're truly an asshole. And the only fucking question I would ask anybody is, if you're the kind of person that has the kind of hobby, and your hobby is you fuck with people on the internet, that's your hobby? Like, really? Wow, dude. Just wow. Wow, Brody. That's just, like, when you hear these people, you have to ask yourself, how fucking sad is their life? Like, to where they can't find a hobby that's just nicer and a bit more normal, I suppose. Now, I know in my last video I said the definition of normal does not exist because each person's definition of normal is different. Therefore, the definition of normal is non-existent. That's true because every person perceives normal as different. I mean, the way I dress, to me, that's normal. But someone else could look at the way I dress and say, that's not normal, or that's offensive, or it's this and that, blah, 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 In some degree, with my videos, I might share some personal experiences, try to motivate you and entertain you at the same time. And at the end of the fucking day, you'll be saying to yourself, yeah, I'd watch this guy's videos again. Or you'll be saying to yourself, I fucking hate this guy, he's too goddamn real, blah, 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 blah. But the important thing is you can't let stupid people affect your life. In the last video, I was reflecting upon some personal things. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like, I did bring up some names in my last video, but it was nothing negative. It was just saying what went down, what I witnessed, and, It's not uncommon for me to be up early in the morning on rare occasion, but every so often it's necessary to make life easier for yourself. You do what you do to kick ass and survive, you feel me? Smoke on some good pipe tobacco, drink some coffee, you know. Kick back, relax, don't let life's stupid shit stress you out. Not like yesterday, Facebook, you don't even know. I had this cheap ass cigarette maker that wasn't working, and I was being a bastard, so I destroyed it into pieces. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those cheap ass things where you slide it like that. You know what I'm saying? That thing I showed off on Facebook Live. That cigarette maker that I showed off on Facebook Live. The pizza I made earlier, no, I don't have a name for it. It's called I'm Fucking Hungry, and this is what I got, so I want to throw it together and make it, you know. That's mostly how my cooking goes. Like, I'll try to make something tasty out of what I got, you know. It's not cookie corner cut recipe. It's just experimenting and seeing what tastes good and what doesn't. And sometimes that's the fun of cooking, isn't it? Is discovering what tastes good and what doesn't. That's the culinary adventure of it, yes. And speaking of that pizza, I did do a brief review of it on my last Facebook Live video. Yes, sir. I'm not gonna keep you fine folks on Facebook up too much longer. You know what I'm saying? My last video was so fucking long that this one doesn't need to be that ridiculously long. Like, apparently Facebook has a time limit for how long you can make your videos. And my last video cut off like midway through my sentence. And I'm like, well, shit. And plus, when I started my last Facebook Live video, not a whole lot of people were able to join this one. I got like 8 people watching, and it's like, damn. And sometimes relating some of my personal experiences helps people with their shit, you know. I've noticed that when I relate some of my personal experiences on YouTube, it helps people with their personal experiences, and it makes me as a YouTube celebrity seem more human, and that makes me more relatable, and that's why a lot of people like watching my videos. You feel me? And 10 plus years of doing it is definitely experience. In 10 plus years, I can say I've gained a very small amount of experience. You know what I'm saying? There are entertainers who've been doing it for years. As far as entertainment goes, I've just gotten started. As far as entertainment goes, I've just gotten started. You know, as I said in my last Facebook live stream, life is full of opportunity. Life is your oyster and your playground. When it comes to opportunity, life is your oyster and your playground. Sometimes the odds are going to be stacked up against you, but that's when you have to work extra hard to prove them wrong. You know what I'm saying, Facebook? Like, sometimes when the odds are stacked up against you, you got to work extra hard to prove those assholes wrong. These people who say you can't do it, and they show them that you can. That's real, though. That's what I'm getting at. You feel me? make coffee very often, but when I do, it's like, yeah, caffeine, man, caffeine. No, but when you drink coffee, don't drink like a shit ton of it. Like a whole pot of coffee, damn near in one sitting, isn't gonna kill me. I mean, I'll probably be wired on caffeine for a couple hours, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes being super wired on caffeine can keep you focused in the right situation. You feel me? But it's early in the morning, and I got the next couple of days ahead of me, and I figured, well, the best way to get a start on that is to drink some coffee, smoke some pipe tobacco, relax, chit chat with Facebook for a bit, and then yeah. Providing my fans hours of content. And just remember one thing, I don't owe you people shit. I'm an entertainer. I will work on my own free schedule when it comes to making videos. Okay? I appreciate every fan that I get, but legitly, I don't owe you people shit. You know, these fucking assholes who troll me, they act like I'm some fucking circus animal. They act like, you know, I owe them something. I don't owe these people shit. There were two kinds of Reddits. Unfortunately, there's a subreddit dedicated to ripping on me, and there's a subreddit dedicated to helping me. And the original subreddit started off with a bunch of people trying to help me, and the original KingCobraJFS subreddits and originally started off with good intention, but it fucked up. And then a bunch of the people from that old subreddit who were in it to be like a true fan and legit with it, you know, started a new subreddit. So now I got two separate Reddits dedicated. One's dedicated to fucking with me and ruining my life, and the other one is dedicated to helping me and supporting me. So I say this because, you know, if a lot of people are considering starting a YouTube or making videos, this is something to consider. You're going to encounter a lot of people who will harass you, especially if you've never been picked on in your entire fucking life, and all of a sudden you start a YouTube channel and all of a sudden you start getting a bunch of shit thrown your way, people just talking shit, calling you names. And if you're not used to that kind of harassment, you're going to be like, what the fuck, they're mean. You know what I'm saying? Facebook, like, for real. If you're not used to fucking harassment and you go to start a YouTube channel and people start bullying you, you're not going to know how to deal with it at first. You're going to see all these other videos of all these other YouTubers who are going through the same shit you're going through, who are much bigger and more famous than you are. And a lot of them have good advice. It's not just me, you know what I'm saying? But my personal advice is, if you're starting YouTube for the first time and you're making videos and you get people harassing you, don't even pay them any attention. Just block them and ignore them from your channel. And if they keep coming back with new accounts and harassing you, just keep blocking them and ignoring them. And eventually they'll get bored and they'll go away. That's kind of what's happened with monitorizing my own comments. Unfortunately, it does take away the freedom of speech from my fans, but the level of harassment from the trolls I deal with on YouTube were so bad. The level of harassment was so bad that I had to monitorize my own comments. Trolls were trying to release my address, where I work, you know, stupid personal information like that. It's stupid that they're doing it. That's why I call it stupid. And, you know, if the script was flipped and these trolls were more famous than me, do you think I would do this kind of crap to ruin their life? And the answer is fuck no, because I'm better than that. And they know that. And that's why they're jealous of me. And that's why they fuck with me, is because they're jealous of me. It's just that fucking simple, you know. But I can get gacked out on a couple of cups of coffee and get my shit done, still kick, rock and roll, get shit done, you know. But I feel like that with the 6,000 plus subs that I have now, that my YouTube career has only just begun. You know what I'm saying? I might have scratched the surface when I started, but you know what I'm saying? Now it's really getting somewhere, you know, and now I really gotta be careful, you know. So like if I talk about personal things, I gotta avoid saying certain things, and if I want to phrase things, I gotta phrase it in a context that's not gonna hurt me. So, you know, like I said, being careful in what you say on social media. You know, if you're gonna start making YouTube videos, you're basically a public figure. You can't even smell the tobacco in my apartment. That's the beauty of cracking the window. Now tobacco's kind of low. I'll load up some fresh pipe. I got like 3 different big ass bags of pipe tobacco. Let's see what I pick out a flavor here. I took some of that cherry pipe tobacco and I mixed it with the remainder of that Captain Black Royal. I can smell mostly cherry. Which is Avril Nelson's cherry pipe tobacco. Let's give that a squeeze and see how that do. Like I need an excuse to get some morning nicotine on. The answer is no. Never heard anyone objectify to some sweet pipe. Yes, indeed. Get a sweet smelling cherry pipe tobacco going. And you drink a shit ton of coffee. Get your caffeine and nicotine going for the day. And you don't let life or nobody or nothing fuck with you. You don't take shit from nobody or nothing. The only fucking shit I take is in the goddamn toilet. Hey, watch your French. Excuse me, the only language I know is English. Okay, you smart ass. Hey, I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. How about that, a smart ass with Asperger's? I make fun of my disorder all the goddamn time. So, do you think trolls making fun of me affects me, especially if I make fun of my Asperger's all the time? And the answer is obviously not. It's good to have confidence in yourself, but not to have too much confidence in your ability. Well, I'm definitely getting my morning started right with some good coffee and some good cherry pipe tobacco. That's for show, Facebook. pack it down on top of the remainder of it. I took some of that cherry pipe tobacco. It's not quite as moist as that super moist, non-flavored black Cavendish I was smoking on earlier. I just stuffed it on top, you know, and, yeah. But that's a little bit clogged. Skippy Jam. Let's see if we can fix that. So I was hanging out with homeboy Scotty yesterday. My buddy Jeremy Rogers hits me up. He's like, "You want to hang out?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm over at Scott's." He's like, "All right, I'll be there in a second." So Jeremy Rogers comes over to hang out with me and Scott. And he's like, "Oh, I got a text message from Summer." And I'm like, "Well, did you now? That's cool. What's she saying?" And he goes, "Well, I'll show you." He sends me a picture, and Summer completed the tattoo she was working on herself. The Phoenix she did with the color looks really good. She has a lot of potential talent as a tattoo artist. However, when she did my Aussie knuckles, she didn't have the proper tips for it. And me being impatient, that's why it looks like shit. Not because of what she did, but because of my impatience. But typical assholes on social media, you know, they gave Summer a lot of shit for her tattooing, and it's like, what the fuck do you expect? Okay, she's just starting. You can't expect somebody who's just starting to be super good, you know. I was trying to be a supportive boyfriend and lending my body and my hand to her needle and ink to help her get some experience. I was literally the fourth person she tattooed. So right after I seen the pictures, I stopped to appreciate it for a minute. I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad looking. She got some potential, man. She could get real good at it. But she told me when she broke up with me, "Oh, I want to quit tattooing, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, whatever, it's your life, you know. I was cool through the text messages, and she said, and I quote, "Yeah, I'm not tattooing anyone after I tattoo myself until I get a license, because I'm not tattooing anyone or touching anyone after the breakup with Josh. In fact, I don't want to be touched by anyone, and I haven't touched anyone after the breakup with Josh," and blah, 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 just going on and on and on and on. And basically blaming me for the assholes that were making fun of her on YouTube and social media. She's saying, "Well, I'm plastered all over the internet as a whore and a bad tattoo artist." And when I read the text messages, I'm like, oh, God damn it. And all it made it depress me, because I had a good thing going with Summer. Some little kid got mischievous and cut off her hair, and I didn't care what people said. People on social media called me a faggot for dating her because they thought she was a boy. People here in town called me that because they thought she was a boy. They'd see me walking around with her. I didn't care. Facebook, she made me happy. We had some decent chemistry. I didn't give a fuck. And I tried to make it work. You know, and she basically was telling Jeremy in April that I went into gory detail about our sex life, and I said no. I might have said, yes, I got laid, it was awesome, but that was it, you know. And for me, that's a personal accomplishment, so yeah, I want to brag about it. Despite having autism, I can still get some puss. So, you know, come on now. And this is another thing I mentioned in my last video. The hypocrisy of the sexes. And when I say the hypocrisy of the sexes, if men brag about to their buddies about the sex they're having with their girlfriend, they're like, "Oh, bro, you don't even know. My girlfriend is so awesome in the sack, bro, she's so fucking hot, bro," you know. And the buddies are like, "Well, what does she do?" And then if he says anything, they're like, "Oh, bro, that's awesome," you know. And if the girlfriend finds out, "Oh, how dare you tell your friends about our sex life? You're such a pig. Men are all the same, blah, 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 blah." But when she's at the salon getting her fucking nails done and her hair done, what do you think she's doing? If the man is pleasing her right, trust and motherfucking believe she's going to brag about your ass to her friends. So the question I ask, why is it that when men brag about the sex, why is it when men brag about sex with their wife or their girlfriend, they're pigs for it, but when women do it, it's just juicy gossip? Like, fuck off with that double standard bullshit. Women are constantly bitching about equal rights. Well, how the fuck is that equal? Let's be brutally honest with ourselves here, people. If you're getting good sex, of course you're going to brag about it. That's kind of like eating good food. You're going to want to tell your friends about it. Like, bro, you got to try this restaurant. This restaurant is legit, you know. Or like if someone asks, well, shit, you're looking mighty, you're glowing. Why do you look so happy? You know, and of course, if you got a good friend you confide to, of course, you're going to be like, well, I got laid, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So come on now, let's be real with ourselves here, people. Now, you know, like I said, I touched base on that bit in my last video. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you can afford to go all out on your girlfriend or whatever on Valentine's Day to make them happy, do it. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, if I'm with this person for long enough, every other 364 days of the year, and I make them happy and they make me happy, what difference does it make? Okay, it's beside the point. I know it's a headache, but it's beside the fucking point. I tend to be very protective of my girlfriends, and if I have the money to spoil my girlfriends, I do. That's just how I am. You know, but most women would look at the gothic metalhead exterior. They'd either be attracted to it or they'd be like, oh, he's a creepy looking bastard, isn't he? Yeah. Because it either goes one of two ways. Women either think I'm creepy or they find me attractive. That's usually how it goes. Either they recognize me from YouTube and they're like, oh, that's Gothic King Cobra. He's a badass musician. Hell yeah. Or even if they don't recognize me from YouTube, I give off that vibe, you know what I'm saying? And it's much easier to focus on women who find you attractive than it is the ones who don't. And if they don't find you attractive, that's their loss, not yours. You know, at least Summer was honest with me to some degree when she broke up with me. You know, she said she couldn't take dating a YouTube celebrity. And this is what I've learned from that relationship. It wasn't my fault this time, which is a good thing. Just next time if I get a girlfriend, I can announce it on Facebook or YouTube, yes, but I don't have to give names or details. And if my girlfriend discovers that I'm King Cobra, you know, fucking hey, she's gonna be like, look, she may either say, leave me out of it, I don't want to get harassed like you do, or she may say, can I be a part of it? And here's the thing, I'm not going to force my girlfriend to be a part of my YouTube unless she wants to be. And if she does want to be a part of it, I want to warn her ahead of time that a lot of assholes fuck with me because I'm autistic. So they may target you because they're trying to fuck with me. And if you're prepared to deal with that, then you know, at least warn her ahead of time. And I did warn Summer before I made a video with her on Facebook Live. And if I'm bragging about getting laid, but that's it, not going into detail, you know, and then people see me hanging out with a girl on Facebook Live, people aren't that stupid. They're going to put two and two together, you know. STD free, no kids, and 7 chicks before I'm 27. That's not half bad. Not half bad at all. Not exactly player status. Not exactly nothing to scoff at either. If there's anything to scoff at, it's these ignoramus assholes that spend their sad, miserable lives trying to fuck with you because you're autistic. That, people, is the definition of sad. You know what's sadder than me getting my heart ripped out 1,000 times and back? You know what's sadder than me getting rejected by a bunch of women? These fucking trolls that harass me, their lives are so much sadder than any amount of rejection I could ever receive from a female, to be quite honest. The way I fucking see it, that no matter how many times I get rejected by the opposite sex, it's not going to be as sad or as miserable as these assholes who try to fuck with me and make my life miserable. And that's just truth. Now, but here's the thing. If you got a girlfriend for V-Day, she gets off of work, you cook her favorite food or order your favorite food, take her out to a nice restaurant, you know, wine and dine, that sort of thing. She comes home and you got your bathroom set up. You got this bright Valentine's Day pink bath bomb just gone off in the bathtub, and the bath is set to perfect warm or a nice hot bath set with a pretty pink bath bomb. Makes it smell nice, you know. Got some rose petals with a nice red rose petal trail leading up to the bathtub, and then sprinkle that shit in the fucking bathtub. Light some incense, light some candles. And then while you and your significant other are taking a nice Valentine's Day bath, you got these chilled champagne glasses. You chill them in the freezer, okay? And before you chill your champagne glasses in the freezer, take a little bit of dark chocolate and light chocolate and rim your champagne glass with it. The kind of chocolate that freezes on ice cream. Yes, that one. A little bit on the rim of your champagne glass. And then chill your champagne glass just long enough for the chocolate to harden before you take the bath. That way your glass doesn't break. And once you got your chilled champagne glass with the chocolate, 2 different kinds of chocolate rimmed around the glass, you take some crushed ice and some strawberry slices with a little bit of sugar sprinkled on top of them strawberry slices, and you stick them in the strawberry slices with the sugar on top of the crushed ice into your champagne glass, and you crack open a bottle of very fine pink champagne, the good shit, you know what I'm saying, and you shower your girlfriend in affection, compliments, massage oil, diamonds, chocolate, you know what I'm saying, because I guarantee you that by the time it's all said and done, the best Valentine's Day ever, followed by the best sex she's ever had, guarantee you she'll be bragging to her friends. And most chicks get off on that shit, being the one chick their friends hate. Like, I'm so jealous of her. Oh my gosh, she's such a bitch. They secretly say that, but then when they're face to face, oh, hi, how are you doing? Oh, it's good to see you. Did you get your hair done? No way. That's exactly how most chicks are. Oh, was that too real? Oh, was that too fucking real? Facebook, was that too fucking real? Maybe, just fucking maybe. No, but here's the problem with that. Some guys can't afford to go all out on Valentine's Day like that. So even if you can't afford to spoil your girlfriend more rotten than a dead corpse, that was a horrible way to put that. That was actually a very goth way to put that. But even if you can't afford to spoil your girlfriend more rotten than a dead corpse in a cemetery, at least make an effort to show that you care, that you're paying attention to her. You get her something that she likes, even if it's something small. The fact that you made an effort counts, you know. And here's the thing. If I got a girlfriend on Valentine's Day, I'm doing everything I can to make her happy, and I don't even expect sex. I just want her to be happy. That's what it's all about. You feel me? Do you feel me, Facebook? Drink some coffee, smoke some tobacco, ponder some shit. Do you feel me? Do you feel what I'm saying? Do you feel what I'm preaching? Yeah. That's a rarity, isn't it? A bad boy with a sensitive heart. Oh, shit. Look out. And that makes me seem somewhat unobtainable to most women. But in some situations, it's better to just keep your mouth shut and think the thought in your head and chuckle to yourself. Someone might ask, well, what's so goddamn funny? You think of a random joke because you don't want to say, you might have to think of a random joke because you might not want to say what's in your head. And that's the best way to go through life. You got some asshole giving you shit in real life and you can't say what you want to say. Keep your mouth shut and just say it in your head and chuckle to yourself like, yeah. And then people see you smiling and chuckling to yourself for apparently no reason. They're going to think, okay, this person's a little off, but whatever. I'll tell you what's off, our fucking society, man. Good God. I know. I'll tell you a bunch of countries get into a pissing match over who has more oil and nukes, because that makes total sense, right? Which country has more oil? Which country has a bigger army? Which country has more nukes? At the end of the fucking day, it does not matter. Oh, like literally part 1 of this video was like 3.5, almost 4 hours long. If it wasn't already 4 hours long. And this video is Jesus fucking Christ, 47 minutes long. Okay, Edgar Allan Political. See what I did there? I'm like, okay, Edgar Allan Political. Going Edgar Allan Political with this shit. Whoa. Busting the flow so breezy, like this Wyoming wind so easy. This shit kind of sucks and people say this rap's cheesy, but it's whatever. My lyrics are quick, slick, clever. Yeah, there we go. You stop and think about it for a second. You know what I'm saying? You can throw some shit together. Most people can't just fucking throw shit together. Some people might have to like stop, slow down, write it down, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But most people who can be creative on the spot like that really quickly are generally more gifted with music. That's just a given fact. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just fucking saying. You know what I'm saying? Facebook. Yeah. I drank a lot of coffee, but look at that. Steady ass fucking hand. Nicotine stains on my fingers and steady ass hand. I mean, like, most people drink a shit ton of coffee, they'd be bouncing off the walls like a madman, like, you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm just like, yeah, it's enough coffee to get my day started. Just enough. Granted, I might have to pee like a racehorse, but keeps my system hydrated and flushed out, so, you know. And if you want to flush out your system, coffee or cranberry juice, one of the two. This percolator makes some damn good coffee, I tell you that. And now that my percolator is empty of coffee, this will be my last cup for this fine morning. Just enough coffee to really kick some ass. Set my tobacco down for a second. Now when your coffee pot is drained, just take some water, pour it in there, swish it around, dump it out. Just clean it. That way your coffee pot doesn't get moldy. Sanitary reasons, people. Trust me, you do not want mold in your coffee pot. That shit's nasty. Then you gotta wash it out with hot soap and water, and you gotta let it dry so you don't get soap in your coffee. Now, like if I got company over and I make coffee and there's still some left in the pot, I'm not gonna let it go to waste. Even if it gets a little bit cold, I'm still gonna fucking drink it. You know what I'm saying? There are people busting their asses in coffee bean fields harvesting this wonderfully, deliciously addictive crop. And you're gonna sit there and fucking waste half a pot of coffee. Fuck off. Now, the convenience of brewing coffee at home versus going to a drive-thru, it's a lot quicker and you get more coffee. The convenience of using a percolator versus a fucking Keurig machine, it may take longer to make more coffee, yes, but you get more coffee. And those plastic cartridges that you get with the Keurig machines, that's just wasting a landfill somewhere once they're empty. So by getting a percolator, you're literally cutting back on waste. You can still use the Keurig cartridges in a percolator. You just tear them open and pour it into the coffee ground container. And you can use more of them and make more coffee in a percolator. It's just that simple. Just think about it. You got this tiny ass fucking Keurig machine that makes 1 cup of coffee. Yeah, okay, so if you're a 1 cup kind of person, I guess that works, but every time you make a cup of coffee, you're burning through cartridges. Okay, and the plastic in those cartridges builds up. Now, where exactly do you put the coffee in a percolator like that? Quite simple. This device right here, you fill the percolator up with water, and then the inside of this gets a bunch of coffee grounds. This goes on top, just like that. And this pole sits in the middle of the percolator. You literally stick it in the bottom just like that. And it sits inside the percolator. You plug it in, percolates for a good 34 to 40 minutes or so, more or less. And then when it's done, unplug it. You're good to go. Let it cool off a bit. Fresh coffee right there on the spot. Now look how big that is compared to how big the Keurig machine is. I mean, the Keurig machine does what this does, but on a much smaller scale. And if you say, fuck the Keurig machine, buy a big ass percolator for coffee, and if you want to do the crazy ass flavors with those little cartridges, break those cartridges open, dump it into here, you're going to get more coffee. Granted, yes, it might take longer to make, but you know, you can pour yourself 1 cup of coffee. If you feel like having another one, then pour yourself another one. But however, it's important when you make coffee out of a percolator, once it's cooled off and stops percolating, you unplug it as soon as it's done making coffee. And when it's cooled off enough, you want to take your centerpiece and your coffee grounds and the lid for it out of the percolator. You want to wash it off in the sink, dump the used coffee grounds in the trash can, that sort of thing, you know, and wash all 3 of these pieces. Just rinse them off in the sink with cold water. That's all you need to do. And then let them dry, and you're good to go. I mean, you can make tea with this too. If you took a bunch of coffee grounds on the bottom, and then you took some tea bags, and then, it was funny what I just said there, but no, but if you took tea leaves and put it on top of your coffee grounds, the same process would work, just like heating up a pot of tea on the stove, but instead of adding the kick of caffeine to the relaxation of herbal tea. Like if I wanted to, I could take black tea leaves and green tea leaves and sprinkle them on top of some coffee grounds. So when I percolate it with the hot water, I get coffee tea, which would be a fusion. Because Brits are known for their love of tea, but that's more old school. These days, like Americans, they fancy the coffee. To tell you the truth. Culture shift, man. That's what I'm fucking saying. But yes, this is the device that holds all the coffee grounds. And if you can't comfortably put your lid on just like that, then you have too many grounds in there. So you don't want to overfill your container with coffee grounds. Now what happens is once it's all assembled together and it starts making coffee, the percolator heats up. The water will then suck through these tiny little holes right here The hot water will mingle with whatever coffee grounds or tea leaves you're putting in your percolator. And then, yeah, it makes coffee. It's just, that's fucking simple. Yeah. I mean, ranch hands and what have you had percolators back in the day, but they wouldn't heat up by plugging it in. You stuck it on a stovetop or on a campfire, and then it'd heat up just like that. Oh, shit. Well, that was intelligent, wasn't it? Okay, we're leaving the clumsiness at the door. Fuck that shit. I hate being clumsy, but if it happens, just, you know. Unfortunately, being clumsy is a part of being human. Not to be quite brutally honest, Facebook, being clumsy is like one of the worst things about being human, you know? Because when someone says, oh shit, I'm clumsy, I'm like, well, I heard that. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking A, dude. You know, life is like a little spoiled, rotten 2-year-old. You notice that, and metaphorically speaking, what do I mean by that? You notice that when you get pissed off at little things, more little things happen, as if it's like fucking with you to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, legitly, that's what it feels like. That's one way to look at it, I guess, now that I think about it. My phone's about to die. I should probably plug that in. Wouldn't hurt to have that somewhat charged at least. But yeah, part one of this long-ass discussion of mine, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And now this is part two. I mean, like, I have a lot of fans that will reach out to me who are struggling in life, and they'll ask for my guidance and my help. You know, just like the other day when I did their Captain Black review on YouTube. And that's the kind of shit, you know, when people are reaching out to you for help and advice, that's the kind of shit that makes you realize why you're doing what you're doing on social media, you know, standing for something other than just, oh, hey, I'm creating videos, you know. And if you end up breaking up with somebody, take it with a grain of salt. If it wasn't your fault, then don't worry about it. But if it was your fault and you're sick and tired of being lonely, learn from your mistakes. That's all you can do. And if you don't learn from your mistakes, then you can't expect the outcome to change. It's just that fucking simple. Like, do you think I'm going to wear this t-shirt to work? No. 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 Now, there's a big difference between work and outside of work. No, obviously I'm a lot more professional at work. I don't just cuss like I do when I'm on camera, you know. And if you don't have any sort of social media life, you got to keep work and your YouTube and all that separate. If you're experiencing any drama on social media, don't bring it with you to work. And don't bring your work to social media. It's just that simple. And unless people have heard from your personal mouth, then people have their speculations. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I look at it. Because I'm so famous, people are like, well, where does he work? Where does, you know, none of your fucking business, dude. Like, seriously, I'm making an honest living and that's that, you know. And people have their fucking speculations on social media outside of Casper. You feel me? Like, oh, he works here. Oh, he works there. Yeah, let him keep guessing. And I've already said that I've informed my managers about the issues with trolls in the past. And they're not going to fire me over some bullshit that some other asshole on social media is doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you work hard, show up on time, get your shit done, and keep professional, and they like you working there, then they're not going to fire you over some stupid shit online. If they like you working there, you're on time, you're professional, and you get your shit done. You know. Now, if the work day is slow, this is just a tip from me to you. Find stuff to stay busy. Ask, hey, what can I do to stay busy? So even when it's slow, that shows your superiors that you're willing to stay busy and work hard. And at the end of the fucking day, that makes you look good. You know, if someone else is slacking off and not doing their job, and you're taking initiative to get shit done, they're going to trust you a lot more than they trust the other person. So if you want to gain a competitive edge in the workforce, show up on time, stay busy, get your shit done. You know, like when I'm working, I'll turn my phone off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not my job to be fucking around on my phone all goddamn day. You know, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I got a rockin' work day ahead of me, then I'm not going to be playing with my phone. You feel me? And you get these people who fuck around on their phone while they're on their job, and you really shouldn't do that. It's just bad workmanship. The fact that an autistic goth has a better work ethic than most people out there, it's like, ugh, dude. There are some people who have no work ethic skills whatsoever, and it's just like, bro, really? Wow. You know, it's not just work, but anything in life, YouTube. Take initiative in your life. Take action. You know, that's what it's all about. Seizing the moment, like sipping a fine cup of coffee. Just know that if you decide to make YouTube videos or any sort of videos for social media, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, whatever the fuck, you know, you're going to get a lot of assholes talking shit. You might not take off overnight. It might take you a couple minutes, a couple years, who knows. But you can either stick with it or not stick with it. Make the choice to do it or not to do it. You know, that's really all you can do in life. Stick with it, don't stick with it. Choose to do it or choose not to do it. Those are your 4 basic options in life, period. Doesn't matter what the situation is. Some coffee and pipe tobacco spun wisdom, eh? You know, my biological mother loved to drink coffee. Could be where I get it from. Of course, a lot of my family members drink it. I have not been able to contact my biological mother for quite some time. I fear she's either in some mental institution or sucked away by some God-loving Jesus cult, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the only thing I can figure, because my biological father has tried to get a hold of her several times, and no known, literally just my biological mother just literally disappeared off the face of the fucking planet. No death certificate, no last known address. The last known address she has, she doesn't live there anymore. And all I can do is speculate, you know. Even though I might have had some disagreement with my biological mother in the past, I think as I get older, you know, to try to establish some sort of connection and try to get over sort of the emotional trauma that you may or may not have experienced, you know what I'm saying? And try to grow as a young adult. But, you know, sometimes you might have to do stuff like that without establishing a contact, because if you can't get a hold of her, what the fuck are you supposed to do? You know, twiddle at straws all day? You feel me? You know? And sometimes life is never fucking easy, but we all, as humans, find the way to make the best of it. Life is never easy for anyone. That is a fact. Like literally 4 to 5 hours of fresh content. You can't say I'm not somewhat dedicated to making my fans happy. Yeah. I'm going to get my kick-ass day started. Thank you for tuning in to watch both my live streams. And there's like 4 people watching, and this video is already an hour long. I don't want to get too carried away with this shit. Indeed, DJ Smith, good morning. You know, Brian, I'm not going to answer that question. I'm not going to tell social media how me and Summer had sex. That's none of your business. Really, you don't need to know the gory details. I'm not going to play into that. Fucking Summer's already accusing me of going into gory details, so I'm not going to add fuel to the fire. You know what? You feel me? Like, it's none of your damn business. That would be strike 1, Mr. Brian. Again, I don't want to have to block people and unfriend them from my Facebook, but I will do what's necessary if I have to. You feel me, YouTube and Facebook? Because I know the videos like these get stolen and put on YouTube. You feel me, though? Like, if I got people harassing me and asking stupid questions and what have you on social media, and I'll do what I feel is necessary. I'm blocking and unfriending from channels / pages. You feel me? Because I'm not going to put up with it. If social media is not going to do anything to stop it, then I'm going to stop it by ignoring it completely.